all them bands and stuff like that. Well, it wasn't quite new to me because I had, you know, I know them all and saw them. So when it came for the turkey thing, that's the first time I ever seen somebody do a turkey. You always do a hog, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's the same thing because you can handle a turkey more easily than a hog. A hog is heavy and it takes you like 12 hours to get him cooked. But this guy here, he's from Eunice.
Put it off. That's already the bad surprise, you know. In the middle of the interview, you get telephone ringing.
Yeah, when I was doing my book, the phone was ringing and I had to cut it off. Wouldn't think about the telephone.
It's funny when it happens when they shoot a movie from the past, you know.
Right.
And then suddenly you hear a phone ring.
So, first question.
All right.
You know, there's a new CD now on Auli. I gave you the CD yesterday.
Yeah.
About the Cajun brothers. And can you talk a little bit about your uncle?
Bebe Carrier?
Yeah, Bebe and Calvin and Eras.
And Eras, Calvin Carrier. Well, they was playing music when I was born. And when I got into it with them, I didn't like what he was doing. You know, in them times they called it la-la music.
Yeah.
And so my dad was with him and playing accordion, Warren Carrier, and Dolan and Calvin on the fiddle, Bebe on the fiddle. And when I got with them, they put me on the scrub board. I was 5 years old. And I didn't like what I was doing, but I was just with them, you know. Well, actually, I didn't have a choice. I had to be with them or get beat. So, what was the funny thing about it? They'll move all the furniture out of the house and they'd have a party at night. All the furniture be outside, everybody's inside dancing. And I kind of got interested in that because it was kind of funny how they was dancing, you know, having a good time, making gumbo, eat, play music. So I said, one of these days, I might get into it. And my daddy told me, he said, well, he said, son, he said, we've been playing these for years and years. He said, if you stick along with us, he said, and play with us, and carry it on, because he said, we won't be here forever. And I really started thinking about that. I said, they've been playing for 40 years, and they want somebody to continue playing it. So I got into it with them. Of course, I couldn't go in no club or nothing like that when they was playing. I had to stay at the club. So my mother decided to buy me a guitar. And my name is Roy Carey, and she bought that guitar on the box, on a wooden box. It says Roy Rogers. You know, because my name was Roy. So I brought it to Calvin's house, and I showed him I had a guitar. I wanted to play guitar behind him. He said, no, Shad, he said, that won't fit us. He said, that won't match. He said, you go back home, and said, you'll learn how to play it first, then you come back and meet us. Well, I felt bad about that, because I really was getting into it. And Dolan, the older man, his daddy, il dit comme ça, il sait, pelle Roy back. C'est quoi il va continuer à jouer de musique. So, I came back, me and my daddy. I wasn't playing good, but I was trying to follow him. So, if I would get louder than them, well, that wouldn't work. I had to get low to just try to catch up. So when I caught on playing with him, and I went and bought me a accordion. I was 12 years old. And I started playing the accordion with him. But I never could play Cajun Cajun. I never could. I couldn't. There's something about Cajun Cajun, because you know this old white man, they call him Alice Roger.
Yeah.
He's the one came out with the singing on the accordion. That's what brought Cajun and Zydeco together. So I would try to play that singer role accordion. I couldn't play that, you know, for nothing in the world. So I bought me a double roll. And I got into it, and I learned me one song, my daddy's song. Boy, when I learned that song, I went back and I met him. I said, I'm ready for y'all now. I was 12 years old, and they were really getting down in Boisset and Dolon and Calvin and Bebe and Warren Carrier and Yu Carrier, my uncle. Oh, they really was doing something. So when they were to Boisset, had this little crew on the side, and the Carrier family had this stuff on the side that it makes it almost like a festival. Then we had it big enough to go play in the church halls. And it was very nice, very nice. And I had bad luck years later. I was working on a pump and I cut my finger off. Oh man, I was so sick, I was discouraged that I couldn't play accordion no more. So I put the accordion down, I picked the guitar back up again. I didn't like the guitar because I hadn't felt that accordion. And once you play the accordion, it gets into your heart. And it won't get out of you. Once you love something, it gets into your heart, you just can't forget it. So I caught the accordion back again. Commencé à jouer des cordillons un petit peu. Et mon frère, moi fait, il dit, well, moi va commencer à ramasser des drums. I said, we couldn't afford no drums. He said, well, we va acheter des drums. So il a été dehors, il a médecin avec un vieux bail, avec ses bâtons. Oh man, ça c'est top train là-bas. God darn it. Well, bébé Carrière, il était un homme. Si tu ne peux pas jouer, arrête. Il se fâche. Il dit, tu as fermé tout ce train-là, et c'est pas bon. So, me and my brother, we took off, we went by ourselves, on the side.
Your own band?
Huh?
You started your own band?
Yeah. So me and my brother, and
What's your brother's name?
Murphy, Murphy Carrière, et mon oncle c'est John Carrière. C'est le trottoir, la vieille baille, avec mon vieux cordillon. Il dit, well, how long après? So we're gonna do it together. God darn it. We learned about 5 songs. And when we learned those 5 songs, we learned them good. So we said, well, we got to go meet Bébé Carrière, Dolon, and we're going to show them what we can do. But we wasn't close to them. No, we was good, but we wasn't close to them. But they laughed at us. You know, they laughed at us. They said, no, don't get out of courage. So what was the big deal about it? They started hiring at the church hall. And that was the only place we played, you know, because we were too young to go in clubs. So we played at the church hall for a couple of years, and when I turned 17, well, we decided we were going to go check with this guy they called Slim Waikiki in Opelousas. And we thought we was good. And we was good enough to play in the club then. I wasn't old enough, but we was good enough to play in the club. So I went to ask Miss Slim Waikiki, I said, we need a gig on Saturday. So she said, venez samedi, viens jouer. Moi, je vais te tendre quoi tu peux faire. I said, okay. So we went over there. Nous avons commencé à 1h après-midi in the club. Rien que moi et mon band avec elle. Elle assise là, from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Puis on dit qu'ils ont pu faire. And nous autres à l'été. I said, well, what you think about our band? She said, well, she said, pasteur, t'es pas si bon, pasteur. Viens back dans peut-être 5 ou 6 mois. Oh, God. No. I was disappointed then. I say 5 to 6 months. Then come back and check us out. So we went back to the country, played house dances, church dances for the priests. Then we got us a guitar player. And my brother bought him some drums. And my uncle, I didn't have no bass player on scrub board. Well, we was getting bigger. So my brother and my uncle, they said, well, we're good enough to play in the club. They said, it don't make no sense. They said, Bébé Carrière, Dolan, Calvin, they're playing just 3 pieces. They don't have no drums. They don't have no scrub board. They're just playing with the fiddle and the accordion. And so here we have guitar, we have drums, we have scrub board and accordion. We're bigger than them. You know? I said, well, they got the house now. And the guy they called Chris Johnson, he jouait des cordillons. So he let me, he jouait des cordillons, and I got back on the guitar. So I said, well, if I got to back up a notch and keep Chris Johnson jouer, il était bon, il est bon chanteur ici. I said, that probably could get us started. So il a commencé dans le club, shit, pour longtemps. Et nous autres à jouer. So Chris Johnson said, well, moi je n'ai assez. Faut qu'il prenne ce cordillon Roy et continue to jouer. And that's how I got started. I was 18 years old and I got my whole band in. And we wasn't going out of town enough, but just playing and playing and playing, working in the field, playing at night. So we got pretty big, while the people would like us a lot. So I went back to Bébé 3 or 4 years later, and he said, Cher, comment tu fais à cette heure? I said, quoi? Vous avez jouer un bar, où tu peux jouer? Il dit, well, je connais pas. Il dit, moi, ça peut me vieux là. Il dit, ça fait du mal de mon dos, je ne veux pas chanter, bon, je veux des Dolan. Dolan dit, non, t'es pas vieux. Moi, je suis plus vieux que toi. Je ne vais pas arrêter. So he quit. About 10 years later, after my band was real good, I was well known, I went back to Texas. I'm living in Louisiana. I picked him up. He was 89 years old when I went to pick him up. And we went to New Orleans, doing the Jazz Fest. Me and him and Calvin and my band. After all these years, they still was there. And we went and played to the Jazz Fest in New Orleans. And we had some interview. We played 2 dances with him, the old man, and Calvin. And I didn't want to work him too hard. Shit. We got through playing in New Orleans. I drove back home, which is about 2.5 hour drive. And I had to drive back to Port Arthur. That was another 3 hours. And that old man never closed his eyes for nothing in the world. He said, Roy, he said, I remember 25, 30 years ago when you came to join us. We never thought you was gonna make it. But he said, today, you done carry me places I've never been. Now it's trop vieux pour ça. He said, but J'étais content. T'as pas arrêté de jouer de musique. Now, you brought me way in New Orleans, where I never been. After all these years they was playing. And he was really happy. He never went to sleep or nothing. And I was worn out, really. I was worn out tired. That old man never did go to sleep. So we got back. I had a wheelchair. I had a special wheelchair I would bring for me. That was my mother's wheelchair. Keep him walking because you walk too slow. And he said, sit down, let's talk. I said, t'es pas las? He said, non, 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 moi je suis pas las. Moi je suis vieux, moi je suis pas las. He said, you made me feel un homme que j'aime. Je ne peux pas dormir. Il est si content pour aller à New Orleans et jouer. Il n'a pas dormi. OK, so Calvin, il était malade a longtemps passé. He was a sick man a long time. Calvin, been sick since 1971. In and out of the hospital. So then we started doing the Carrier Festival. Every year, the Saturday after Christmas, all the carriers would get together. Chubby Carrier, my son, Troy Carrier, my baby son, Dwight Carrier, Calvin Carrier, and Bebe Carrier. Dolon died on us. And Kevin Carrier, Jim Carrier, they all got bands. So every year we started doing the Carrier Festival. And my other cousin that married my cousin Thibodeau, Dalton Thibodeau, or comment son nom? Dalton, ça s'appelle Dalton Thibodeau. Goldman Thibodeau. Wait. So last 3 years, that's what we was doing. And then we lost Bebe Carey. He was 92 years old. And that really, really affected a lot in the family. And a year after, Calvin Carrier died. I said, oh, now it's going to waste now. And Calvin have a son, no, Bebe Carrier. He have a son living in California. He's jouait accordion, but he just started. He's an older guy, but he just started. Call him brother. But he live in California. And I said, how are we going to continue this now? We had all the old carriers and everybody there playing, nephews, grandkids. I mean, down to 5 years old on scrubboard, or playing the drums. So we just kept on after everybody died, and everybody looking at me as the last living legend, you know, doing the Zydeco. Now we got the whole nationwide world that's coming to my festival. And I know I'm cutting this thing short because I haven't spoke about the band that came to my club and learned how to play music. But John Delaforce, Bojack, Zydeco Foes, and all these bands around there came to learn at the Offshore Lounge on Thursday nights. Now, Bojack, Boozoo, Doopsy, and Marcel Dugas, and Rocket Sidney, all them guys died on me. And I really felt bad about all this, you know. It happened all in a couple of years. So I started making myself a promise to sit down and play. Because you know that accordion, it just like when you hit on drums hard, it hits your heart. That's what that accordion do to your heart. You smoke and drink and stomp and jump that accordion, it'll kill you. I learned that. And I used to drink hard, but I quit. Because of that reason. Because I noticed when I was playing, I got it all in my heart. When I play with something, it's all in my heart. Last night I was playing, and I had a lot of old Zydeco songs I could have played when I had the right band. And that was a strain on me, you know. But I'm gonna try to continue, and the reason I'm down here in France, that's where my people come from. I came for a visit, and I enjoy myself, and all the people are very nice that I talk to. You know, they show me a good visit and nice with me, and I appreciate that. I talk to a lot of people. I went to Cartier. I'm trying to find a Cartier family because my daddy don't come from. And so far, I did a pretty good start because one guy got all the names of the carriers and what went to Louisiana in 1914. So I'm just working on where we've been born and started at, where we come from. It's in France somewhere. And I was talking to an older guy, you know, because some young guys probably don't know, you know. So that's why I'm here, and I want to be back next year again. I want to be back next year again, and to try to get our movie started. We got a movie, the Carrier movie, get it started, and keep the old generation back to where it was. Because, you know, like you say, they got my kids, they're behind me, and they love music, so the Carrier is going to be here a long time. And my grandbabies, they play an accordion and drums, so the music, they going to continue this a long time. Even if I'm not there. And like I said, I taught a lot of people how to play, and I've never been a big-time accordion player, but I always had a job playing music. And today, all the youngsters started with their little small accordion, and they're calling it Zydeco. No, this single row accordion belongs to the Cajun. And they're trying to play Zydeco with that. Well, whatever they're doing it well, but they ain't got the real condition of Zydeco. And now they got it mixed, Cajun and Zydeco. Well, they're mixing it up right now. But they don't try to play the Blue Runner that they been made a while back, Calvin Carey and Dolon. They're not trying to do all that old stuff. But I'm trying to keep it up, and it's hard when you got a young group behind you don't know nothing about that old time Zydeco, like last night. But if they want to learn and keep the real condition stuff like Boissetna and the Carriers, this is the largest players in the world doing Zydeco. And I'm going to try to keep the real Zydeco going. Of course, I'm going to play the Cajun a little bit, but you are what you are. A man asked me why, what's the difference in Zydeco and Cajun? I said, it's real easy to answer that. Il s'est mon chien noir était blanc.
Excuse me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Stop light up in there.
You say young people, they don't know the music from the Carrier. Yeah.
From the older people, they ain't trying to play that kind of music.
I think young people now, they try to find this music.
Oh,
I
they're
think about
starting again, yeah.
Dexter Hardwin, for
Yeah,
example.
Dexter Hardwin
He
put up
plays
a record.
some traditional music, you know.
And that guy Watson from Texas also.
Cedric Watson.
Cedric
on
Watson
fiddle.
is very good also.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
And you have also a guy named Joseph Hall. Perhaps you know him.
Joseph Hall,
Yes.
I heard about it.
Yes.
I heard about
he
it.
played traditional music. I think he played with. I think he played with the Carrier brothers. Sometimes.
Yeah. Now,
They try to find the old music.
right. I mean, and it sounds good. Them young guys, Dexter Dwayne, all the young guys. Well, Chubby been playing a long time too, but Chubby not trying to play none of my music, none of Delaforce music, nobody music, all music. He just do a show. And I hate that. I said, man, play some dancing music where everybody can dance. When you go to a dance, you go to dance, not to just look at you. Of course, you can do it. He's a good accordion player.
Oh yes.
You can do it if you want to, but When you're working a show, it's more money in that. But I couldn't do a show. I could do a show too, but I wouldn't feel comfortable because I've been raised up with people dancing, you know. So the youngsters, I think they really know they have to do the young style and the old style because they won't get by with the young generation stuff, which is rock and pop. People like us nowadays, 50 to 60 years old, they're not going to go listen to them because they're driving 100 miles an hour and they can't dance 100 miles an hour all the time. They're too old. You got to do waltz, two-step, blues, Zydeco, you know, mix it up. So that's what I do everywhere I go. I play 4 different kinds of music. If there's a young guy there or an old guy there, somebody will get him a dance. But if you go there running all the time, wide open on that little accordion, them old people can't last. And I tell a whole lot of people that. And everywhere I go, festivals, I make that announcement on TV shows. I do a lot of radio shows. I do a lot of TV shows. And every festival I go to, I announce that. And guys like Bojack, let's say for Bojack. Bojack came to my club, and they booed him. They didn't like him at all. They was, boo, get him off, Roy, get him off, Roy. You know, I said, no. Everybody got a chance to do something. And he kept playing, and he didn't stop. And if Bojack was playing somewhere, and I was playing another place, Bojack had the crowd. It don't take but one song to make the people go to it. And if you play the same beat all the time, that's what they go and dance to. They ain't gonna come try to do no waltz. They ain't gonna come try to do no rock and roll or no blues. If they learn how to dance one way, that's what they follow. And that I don't like that. So I've never been a man was real high up to say Roy was Professor King or something, but I always had a job to play, and it didn't hurt my feelings, because if I wanted to be big Mr. Stuff, I could have went one way and be way up there like Bojack did. I didn't care about that. As long as I had work to do, I love to play music and learn all kind of music. Well,
could you tell us a little more about La La music? Because yesterday you played a tune, a very beautiful one, the best I think you had during your set. And you say it was a La La song, and it was very hypnotic, beautiful. So tell us, what are the difference between La La and Les Zydeco?
Well, when you got La La music, what I call La La music, when you just got the scrubboard and the drum, no bass, no guitar, that's La La music. That's how we got started in the houses, playing La La music. That's La La music. I did a CD about 2 months ago, so it ought to be out pretty soon. And that's some real good music if you listen to it. If I'd have had my real drummer and my scrubboard player, oh man, you see what you do when you're playing La La music. Well, most of my song, what I did on my CDs, is a problem that I went through. And that's how I record my music. So if I was down in the woods, and like I said, I went uptown, and me and my wife, and my wife left me uptown and went somewhere else. When I went back home, she wasn't there, and the words I was using, I was making a accordion say the same thing, if you notice. And that makes La La music. Whatever you say, you make an accordion say the same thing. And that's beautiful music. There's a whole lot of people can't do that.
Would you say that Marcel Dugas was playing La La?
Marcel was playing La La.
Any other, Wild Bill Petrie maybe was also playing La La?
They was all doing La La, because you know, if you noticed, way back, listen to the old songs, listen real careful. When they say a word, mon cochon, il a été tué, il fait le fiddle, la même affaire. You notice when they say something, they make the fiddle say the same thing. That's when you know you're playing La La music. And a lot of the young guys, they listen to what I'm saying, but they ain't trying it. But It's going to get back to them. They're running wild with a little Cajun Cajun. Like Delaforce said, he said, Roy, Delaforce followed me for 2 years before he started playing. I'm talking about Gino's daddy. I was young, and Delaforce was older than me, but he wasn't playing yet. And he made Joe Peter de Fon. I was playing Joe Peter de Fon, Bouzou was playing Joe Peter de Fon, but we never did record it. So when John Delaforce recorded Joe Peter de Fon, shit, il a parti, Jack, il a pas arrêté. So, et quand Gino a commencé à jouer, I said, Gino, I said, écoutez à moi, jouer le cordéon, jouer comme ton père. Et Todd Cajun, il said, un petit peu Zydeco, un petit peu blues. À ça, il appelait Cajun tout le temps. Now he's well known. I mean, they love that. Some places he can't play it. But 80% he's playing somewhere for Cajun. And a lot of blues clubs, you can't play that because you're not enough blues. Well, I'm not going to stop him for that because he can play the blues if he wants to. But he wants to play Cajun and he gets a lot of job. Because Cajun got something in a beat like Zydeco beat. It's in between Zydeco and Cajun. And it matches just right. I can do the same thing too, but I said, well, if I do that, all the music will sound the same. So I just go 4 ways. Rock and roll, do the twist, I do the blues, I do all kind of stuff. So I'm to my level. So if they want at the blues club, they got me. If they want me at the Zydeco club, they got me. And I never went to a rap yet. I don't think I'll go to a rap.
How about your son?
My son, Dickie Do?
Yeah.
Oh, man. He's a rap guy, man. He played that accordion. I don't see how he do it. When he first started playing that accordion, I didn't want to discourage him. I said, boy, you're never going nowhere with this. All that rap song, I said, you never go nowhere with this. And I said, like Clifton told me, he said, Roy, if you're going to play the accordion, he tell me, don't let nobody beat you. I said, well, they're not going to beat me in my own style. I went my style. And I can't go you style. Clifton is a good accordion player. They will sound the same thing. So I'm a notch behind him. I play a lot of his songs, a lot of Delaforce songs, Dupsy songs. But to learn something different, the youngsters, I will try to learn them too, because, you know, it's good to learn them all. But that little accordion, I can't play the little accordion the whole dance. No way. I get tired hearing the same note. I got to have change, and a Zydeco accordion is a triple roll and a piano accordion. You can't play Zydeco with an Cajun accordion. I don't know why those kids does that, but they can play the piano, they can play the triple roll, they can mix it up a little bit. I can't do a Cajun dance all night. I would get bored. So, I don't know how much to talk about, but it's a whole history of my life. I'm doing a book, the history of my life. I call it The History of My Life. I'm doing a book. It ought to be out in December. The Living Legend. It's going to be on the internet. It's about the history of what I'm talking about today. It's going to be on there. Of course, it's a whole lot of stuff in between the marriage and divorce and all that stuff. What I went through, all field working for 16 years. It's going to be in that book. The whole history of my life. Some words I was kind of like ashamed to repeat on that book. What I did, what happened to me, divorced your wife and remarry her and all that stuff. It's always going to be there because I wouldn't give up my Zydeco or my work. And I ain't but 57 years old. I retired myself in 1987. I worked my way to be able to be here with y'all and take vacation and talk about the things I've done. So I retired myself young, and I went through it. It was hard. Like I say, un tas de monde a pris mon cochon, il a pris mon poule, et mon femme, et moi, ça n'a jamais arrêté de travailler. Offshore. It wasn't easy. And yesterday, I met a few guys. They want to know why I came out here. When I told them, I said, this is my hometown. And they're really shocked, you know, because they don't know nothing about no carriers, you know, young guys, you know. And the old guys, they still don't know, because you take somebody like 95 to 100 years old that's still living and remember where we come from. I should have came 30 years earlier, maybe, and look up into it. Somebody probably still been around, but most of them moved to Louisiana. And it was hard for all of us when I was young. You know, working every day from sun up to sundown, and at night we'd get in the house and play music, you know. And when Cliff and Cheyenne started in '47, he called that music Zydeco, because he was picking beans, and they gave it a name Zydeco. In French is à la mange des Zydeco, les fèves. And he called it music Zydeco. And that's how I got started. And my best fame was Cliff, because he was kin to me, and I would listen to a lot of his music. But I couldn't play his music. I played like him, but not his music.
You never tried to play the piano accordion?
They gave me one to play it,
Yeah.
and it's sitting at my house now, and I can't hit a note on it. It's too many buttons, man. Oh, I put it on my shoulder, and it's so heavy. And the difference in a piano roll, when you pull one way, it sounds the same way. You go in, it sounds the same way. But the button accordion, when you pull out, it got a different sound. When you pull in, it got a different sound. So I can't get to relay used to that. And I love a piano sound, but I just can't play it. I've been having it for 6 months. I tried twice. I guess if I get down hard to it, and if I want to have no accordion, I could play it. But I have all this accordion I got. I said, why should I learn that one? And I already know how to play accordion. Well, I'm gonna have to tell Jerry Carey, that's the guy who gave me the accordion. He's supposed to be my nephew. That I tried. I hadn't saw it since he gave me the accordion 4 or 5 months ago. But I will try and go back. I got a little time off.
But you know, Cliff, he never could learn the button accordion.
Clifton used to play the double roll.
Yeah?
The double roll. And
Because I saw a documentary, you know, with Cliff with one of his cousins, Peter King, you know. And
Yeah.
Peter King gave him his accordion,
right,
a double row accordion.
double roll.
Yeah, and he couldn't play.
He couldn't play it.
Yeah. I don't know how it worked.
Well, he played it for a little while, but he couldn't get no songs out of it. He couldn't get none of it. He tried hard.
Yeah.
And when Bouzou started playing, well, Bouzou would know how to play the accordion,
Yeah.
but he wasn't playing out no clubs or nothing. So Cliff used to tell him, go put that on the side, give that back to the Cajun. He said, we're playing Zydeco here. Give that little accordion back to the Cajun, let them do this stuff. But you know, that's where it comes from, the white folks. The white Cajun came up with the accordion. Then we grabbed it and tried to do blues out of it. From Fat Domino, Muddy Waters, did all his songs, Cliff did all his songs, and made Zydeco out of it. And he ain't had nobody to teach him. His daddy used to play, but his daddy never recorded no records or nothing, and he made a song back in 1950, Hey Teach Fee. And he ain't never stopped. Him and his brother Cleveland. And most of his songs recorded were just the accordion and the scrub board. So he didn't have no problem with the timing work. Today they got a lot of timing working with when you got more than the guitar and the bass and all that stuff, horns. You got to have time work on that. That's not hard. That's hard. But just the guitar, I mean just the accordion and the scrub board, it's not hard. You got your own time. And that's what made him Cliff Virginia. Like that deal I did last night, the scrub board and the drum, that was easy for me. If I would miss a note, nobody would notice it but me. See what I mean? But if I had a guitar behind me and the drum, I mean the bass, well, then it got lost. Because I could turn, count 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn, or count 1, 2, 3, and turn, because I'm the leader. That's how Cliff made all his songs. They were very nice. So I hope it continues. And hope I'll be back in France again.
Oh, we hope that too.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I hope you come back with your own band.
yeah. We're gonna work on it.
Yeah, I saw a disc by Corey Young, and their little Troy Carrier Jr.
It's my baby son.
Ah, okay.
My grandson?
You still play?
Oh, you mean your grandson?
No, that's my son.
Ah, he's your son. All right.
He's my son, and Trevor Carrier. Now Troy has a son plays drums, and Trevor has a son plays drums and treble and a little bit of accordion.
Oh,
Yeah, it's going down the line, and I'm glad of that because when I was trying to get involved with BB and Calvin and Dolon and my daddy, they didn't think I was gonna make it, but we made it.
Yeah.
It was hard. I worked it hard. Try to, continue to carry his band, to carry his band. We're a large family. A lot of them died. I'm the last one living. I hope I'll be here at least 40 more years. So I can remember something. Yeah.
Do you see a future for Zydeco?
Well, I'll tell you, it's got a weak spot in it. It's got a weak spot in it, especially in Louisiana. It's too many people that call themselves Zydeco people, and it is ruining Zydeco. Now, the people on the East Coast, they're taking the people from the West Coast around my place, Bruce Lafayette, carrying them on the East Coast. It's a new generation of New York and stuff like that. But around the area, it's ruined in Louisiana. It's just ruined. Too many Zydeco people. I know when we come from there over here, y'all enjoy it good, great. But if y'all have this music on and on every week, well, y'all would get disgusted of it. Everybody wants to play accordion and call it Zydeco. It's getting bad. I mean, I don't know how bad it's going to get, but I really think around my area, like the International Festival, the Bro Bridge Festival, the Plaisance Festival, which that's going down, when the old man, Wee Geary, was running the Zydeco Festival. I mean, it was real good then. Well, we lost him too. All the Zydeco guys gone, man. And even on the radio station, we lost Luke Collins. We lost Luke Collins. That was the last Zydeco man that was doing stuff. I mean, real old Zydeco man. Yeah, they got a lot of youngsters doing stuff right now. They hiring guys from Texas. Ain't no Zydeco people. They talk about their dog, they talk about their mama, they talk about this, and play the same thing on that little accordion. That just ruined. It's running. Now you take Zydeco Joe, he can play some Zydeco, and there's not many of them. It's because you just started playing Zydeco 3 or 4 years ago. And there's a very few people can play real Zydeco. I mean, it's just, Nathan do pretty good, if he wants to. But it ain't got many folks that's playing the real Zydeco. Buckwheat changed to different. The Doopsy boys changed different. Some of the young guy, Wayne Doopsy, he plays some of his father music, but he's 100 miles an hour, man. I want to listen to him in New Orleans. It's too fast, man. Oh man, I couldn't keep up with him.
Have you heard this European group playing Zydeco? What do you think of this European scene of young people playing Zydeco here in Europe?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I noticed last night, that last group last night, I don't know them. And the one before that, before I played, what's his name?
The English,
Crystal?
the English
Chris
band.
Holt.
Yeah,
The
Chris Holt.
English guy Chris Holt. Yes.
Yeah, he's doing good. You know, if this is his hometown, and he playing Cajun, I think he's doing good. Cause you know, real Cajun music is so strong. It's like different French. But he got a little better mixer over here. It's like he's training to do Cajun. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And it make it sound good. Cause if it's just pure, like this thing went on Thursday night. This guy, what's his name again? Abshaw. He was playing Thursday night on the movie. With David Abshaw?
Oh yeah.
Now he's pure.
Yeah.
He was a good musician. And they're trying to do the same thing right now. And I know it makes me feel, hey, it's excitement, you know, because I know you ain't doing it right, but it's so close and it sounds good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, because the real pure, you know, I've been listening to it all my life, and somebody that's trying to learn it, you know, like Mojo from Chicago. I got a sister playing with him, and he did a few of my songs, and it sounded pretty well. And I laughed at him about it, but he's getting some jobs, you know. But them youngsters from 18, 19, 20 years old, they'll just hold back a while. Let the old generation get out, but learn what's going on. They're blocking a lot of people. Got a new band came up, Gino's drummer, Curly. He's doing real good. But any new band come out, they'll go good for a while, and it's gonna fade out. The question you asked me about Zydeco, but it's gonna fade out around my hometown. There's too many of them. The festivals ain't good no more. All the old people done died, and they getting tired of listening to the same old thing. It's sad. But we gotta go to New York, either the West Coast, California, for people to appreciate us. Over here, same thing, but it's so far, you know, from home to do something like that. If y'all could do it twice a year, we're doing good. In Louisiana, they make it once a year, because if you do it more than once a year, then you won't have nobody. People come from the East Coast to my festival, or Plaisance Festival, and they got one in Lafayette coming up in September. What's the name of that one?
Extravaganza. Sorry.
Oh, that's over that.
Okay.
But they got one coming in September.
Southwest Louisiana Saisons Festival.
Yeah, right. That's in September.
The 4th.
Yeah.
4th.
And that's and after that, then I got my festival, then that's gonna be the last one for the year. But too many festivals, it's not too good in Louisiana. You got to move it around. Like I say, it's gonna wear out. It's gonna wear out. It's too much. And the people that's over here, go ahead, they enjoy a whole lot of it because they're not used to it too much.
Yeah, that's brought me to a new question is don't you think it's time now that it's starting to spread outside of the USA? You know,
Right.
That to really bring it to new audiences like us. You know, you have a couple of Zydeco fans here, so we started knowing a little about Zydeco.
Right.
You know, even people like them, you know, they went to Louisiana, but me, I never been to Louisiana, and I still love Zydeco from the records. You know, from a couple of shows. I mean, Zydeco artists came over like you did.
Right.
You know, Nathan Williams, I saw, you know, people like that. But don't you think it's time for the people, for the real Zydeco players to spread, you know, in the world and bring the Zydeco all over the planet, you know, because
Right.
besides it's a period in the world where we really need to let go and have fun because the world is going bad.
It is.
and
But
Zydeco brings us some. It's like medicine somehow.
Zydeco gets into your body, and I'm gonna say this, and I want everybody to know this. So this is the fact truth. Zydeco gets into your body. A lot of places I go to, you say, well, moi je connais pas danser. Moi je connais pas pour danser. I say, ouais, va dire quelque chose. Si tu veux danser, t'as des drums, des drum beats, et tu vas danser. Si tu sais danser, là il y a des guitares, des bass, tu vas pas danser. Va avec the drum. Go with the drum beat, and you're gonna dance. Because if you go faster than the drum, that means you're not dancing. If you go slower than the drum, you're not dancing. The drum beat is the key to the highway, and you will learn how to dance. That's how I learned.
Well, yesterday night, I was sitting there at the table with some of my friends. They at one moment or another they all went to dance. During the different bands gigs, and I just kept sitting. And somebody asked me, well, "Why don't you dance?" Because I don't know the steps. But when you hit that stage and started playing, I couldn't sit. I had to get up and dance. Making my own steps, my own steps. But I had to get up and dance, man.
That's the difference in a Zydeco band and somebody that can't be Zydeco. You know what I mean? You dance by the beat, I give you a chance to dance by the beat. And I gotta go to 1, 2, 3, 4. Zydeco, that's my word. I had a couple of dances with a few girls out there, and they want to carry me all kind of way. I said, wait a minute, you can't run. Follow the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. And she started laughing. She said, oh, it's easy. Follow the drum beat. Of course, I couldn't dance too much. I got a bad knee. I danced a few rounds with them. But like I say, if you don't dance at my music, something wrong. And I'm going to say this, and I go all over the world, I can say this. When I went to Harlem, he said, Roy, he said, I don't want you to be surprised. They don't dance out here. I said, they brought me here for a festival? And ça danse pas? No, ça danse pas. He said, I had Chubby out here. I had Gino out here. I had Rosa Ledette out here. I had Terrence Simay out here. And I had CJ Shane out here. And they none dance. I said, I'll tell you what. Why you brought me out here then? He said, well, I like your music. He said, I like your music. But I said, I'll tell you one thing. He said, all these guys can't play here. And I said, they didn't dance. That was at a little club. They play the festival, then they go play a club on the side. I said, if you have anybody that can speak English and can transmit for me to the people, he said, yeah, we got somebody that can do that for you. I said, I promise you, I'll make them dance. So this lady was, she was doing an open show for me. She a real good player. I forgot her name. So I would just sit there watching. They ain't none dance for her show at all. So when I got up on stage, I brought this guy up. I said, repeat what I'm saying. I said, tell the people I drove from Lawtell to Washington, D.C. 24 hours, and I flew a plane 10 hours. I expect them to dance. And they were just all watching. And I said, tell them all they got to do is dance by the drum beat. And I'm going to tell you, when I crank the accordion up, he had a bunch of tables in there like over here. Them cats started jumping on top of the tables, chairs, and they were really just making the move. The bartender comes in, no, you're going to break my tables. I said, I'll tell you, I'll make them dance. And they danced. I'll never forget that. That was so funny. He said, you're the only one to make them boys do all that. They was acting crazy, man. They were just jumping on tables with the chairs, and they was getting down. I mean, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's true. Because I made them dance. I mean, the only one made them dance was me. because I talk to them. I mean, if I don't know how to speak their language, you know, tell them exactly how it was. The guy was translating for me, and they really had fun, man. Oh yeah, they did. But I went back and I told Trevor that. I said, Trevor, I see that place we played up in Hollow. I said, the man told me y'all couldn't make it. And they said, no, Dad, they don't dance. They don't dance. I said, I made them dance. So that's why you got on the floor last night. It gets in your body.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And I feel proud. Thank you very much. I feel proud of that. When I go somewhere like that, if people don't dance while I'm playing, something gotta be wrong. I'm gonna find some song, what they go like. I'm gonna go four different ways. I'm gonna do a Cajun, I'm gonna do Zydeco, I'm gonna do a rock and roll, Kansas City or something like that. Or a Cajun song. And that don't work, something wrong. And that's how I do all my places, strange places I go. I put all four of them out, see which one they like the most. I come back, I do the same thing everywhere, and it never miss. But I'll be back next year. That's right. If I got to visit, just come back visit like I'm doing now. I'm gonna save up money and come back.
Merci bien. Next year, we have to find that film about the Carrier family, and you have to come back with your own band. That would be wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
But you have to bring your band.
Yeah. I told him.
Play this, you know.
I told him about that this morning. Yeah. I bring my whole band and do a little tour like in maybe different place, you know, so it won't cost too much money for everybody, you know.
Okay. Okay. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for the Coca-Cola last night.
Okay. And we make a VHS tape of this,
Okay.
and we'll send it to you.
I hope so. I hope so. Appreciate it.
Sure. Yeah.
But you know what?
Et à vous aussi.
Voilà, si je peux en avoir une.
That-
Il y a eu beaucoup de bruit par la suite. Il y avait les bagnoles, les motos, les hurlements, un sifflement, je ne sais pas d'où il venait.
Je dois avoir pas mal de choses aussi là-dessus.
Pero más café.
Wenn ihr nicht Hunger haben solltet, habt ihr ja nicht.
Le Gary Heyman a fait partie.
Oui, tout à fait.
Ouais, il y avait eu tout un article, c'est comme ça que j'ai découvert. Effectivement, mais oui, bien sûr.
Et en fait, quand on a été
So it was great. So many bands. So Willis Prudent, Thomas Field.
That's it. This started about 4 or 5 years ago. But Will's been playing a long time. And he Cajun too. But it's different Cajun. I don't know why. It sounds different. It's just Cajun.
That's the only guy. You know, sometimes people, the musicians, they change the between the song.
Yeah.
Willis keeps the same.
Right.
Ouais, ça va.
Ça tourne, c'est marqué record,
Oui, oui, oui.
marqué rec, c'est pas là, souriez.
Allez, souriez.
C'est bon?
Oh, c'est bon, oui. C'est un peu sombre là, c'est normal.
une avec l'appareil.
Ah, une avec l'appareil.
Après, hein.